Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to the original Loretta Brown Show, radio to open the heart, heal the soul, awaken the consciousness. Good morning, Mr. Benny Mathers.
Hello, good morning.
How
and to
are
all of our
you?
listeners, hi. Yes, doing very well. Beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest.
It is a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. And Benny, I always greet you on my show, but you have such a special place in my heart.
Aww.
And my listeners, I will go back, but I do have people that go, please give Benny our love. We think he's the best.
Oh, well, thank you to whoever sent that back to me. I'll send it right back to you. Hearts.
Well, I'm going to say who said it, Lorraine.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Well, thank you very much, Lorraine.
Yeah, so we're going to send a little love out to her. And so I just want to bring you on and give you that opportunity to bring in the divine masculine.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, the masculine side. Yeah. Is that better?
Thank you. You always do it just right.
Yeah. Well, I have a few years of practice, so we'll go with that. See, now you can't stop laughing.
Do you? No, I can't. So do you also have like a high masculine voice?
Maybe.
Or just a low masculine?
It's possible. No.
It's possible. I don't know. I'm not going to say it.
No.
Not talking. Okay.
And we're done. Like strain my vocal cords trying to do.
No, I feel. Anyway, I hope we do make you laugh and make you want to stick around, because you never know what's going to happen. Of course, we're going to have a great show today, and I will be opening the phone lines. I'm already going to tell people because we don't always do it, and you need to call and get into the queue right away. I'll introduce my guest, Colby Wilk, in a moment, but just letting you know that he is an intuitive. He is a psychic. He's a healer. He's all kinds of things. I'll give him a proper intro. But if you already want to call in and get in the line, do it. The number's 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. Okay, so
perfect.
Let's get into it, shall we?
All right.
Benny, do you have anything amazing to say before I do the astrology report?
No, I mean, I could just add on when we take our callers for today, just real fast, that we want to limit each caller to one question, please, just because we've got to rip through some of our callers as quickly as we can. So that's pretty much all I wanted to put out there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
So, anyway, as I say, I'm the owner of Reiki Oasis, located right here in the greater Seattle area for almost 30 years. Lots of things going on at Reiki Oasis all the time. You can find out more about me at ReikiOasis.com, and the schedule is schedule.ReikiOasis.com. And yes, I am booked that far out. I still have, believe it or not, 2 places in my trip to Egypt in November. So we're going to go. It is a powerful sacred trip, November 1st through the 14th. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're getting a little niggle, if there's a pull on your heart, Mother Egypt is up to something. And we're doing a lot of grid work with the planet, work with the consciousness. And of course, you get to come and hang out with me and all the beautiful people on the trip. If you're interested in going on with me to Egypt in November, send an email to ReikiOasis@gmail.com. I'll get the information to you and we'll get you all set up. So, welcome to August. Woo! Here we go. So let's take a general overview of the energies, the astrological cosmic energies of August. August 2023 starts and ends with a big, beautiful full moon. Bookend between 2 illuminators. You think it might illuminate something? It's sort of like turning on 2 lights. What's going on in here, right? So on August 1st, we had a beautiful Aquarian super full moon. And on August 30th, we're going to have a Pisces super blue full moon, once in a blue moon. So 2 full moons means it's a blue moon. So just kind of get ready. August is going to be a great time for releasing, clearing, letting go, healing. All that is no longer resonating with your being will be up for release. And once we reach the month's end, you are likely going to find yourself wading through some empty spaces that are now ready for something new to come in. And of course, we don't want to leave spaces empty. But when we clear things out, like I said, it's preparation for something to come. On August 23rd, both Venus and Mercury will be in retrograde. In fact, we're going to have a total of 6 major cosmic players in a retrograde as we're moving through August, and Venus and Mercury being the strongest. And all of the retrograde energy could create sluggish energy. Might make you feel like you're moving in circles or going back over things that you thought you were done with. People are like, Loretta, I thought I dealt with that already. Here it is again. Well, it's okay. Just do it again. It's another layer. It's another something coming up. If your patience wears thin, please do self-care, right? There's no need to rush. There's no need to push through brick walls to finalize things this month. Go with the flow, go with the pace, go with the tempo that the universe and the Almighty and all the goodness is setting up for you. So take a few steps back, take a few breaths. And sometimes when we do that, we become centered, we go into that quiet space within us. The steps begin to reveal themselves to us so that we're not reacting, but we are responding, we're emanating, we're moving forward. The passive state is not powerless. It can be very empowering. And kind of important to do that with all the retrograde energies. And in September, I think we have all planets except 2 retrograde. So lots of backward motion right now. Now, August 2023 also brings some very powerful days. The Lion's Gate 8-8 portal. We're already in the energy of this. It is on August 8th. And the Venus star point is on August 13, plus the meeting of the Sun and Regulus. Regulus. Oh, I love the name Regulus. On August 21 through the 23rd are 3 power times in the month where we can harness some high vibrational energy, connect with some lightness and ease, and perhaps feel some respite from the heaviness of the retrogrades, which are going into September. That full moon on the 1st brought in some gentle guiding energy. I suggest that you soak this energy up and channel it into your being, especially if you've been feeling dysregulated or calling to let go of something meaningful. Aquarius is an air sign. Of course, we're headed into the age of Aquarius, which I've been talking about forever, which means that we may feel a lot of energy and emotions centered around our heads. So it's going to be important to avoid mental clutter. Don't be a mental hoarder. And instead bring yourself into a state of balance. And as I said, whatever is stirred up right now in the first part of this month, because we have that full moon, you may see more of it or resolution of it in that second full moon at the end of the month. It's going to be a great journey in August. On Friday, which happens to be tomorrow, August 4th, Mercury enters shadow phase in preparation for retrograde later in the month. It's the planet of communication. And don't ever think of retrogrades as, oh my goodness, Mercury's retrograde, my life's going to blow up. It's just making you relook at some things, and maybe it's just an adjustment time. So just truly listen and get little clues of what you've been putting off or ignoring, and just bring your attention to it. Next Tuesday, as I mentioned, August 8th, is the Lion's Gate portal. It honors the rising of Sirius, our spiritual sun. As Sirius rises, it is reborn. And we too can feel the rebirth of our own spirit energy. The spirit energy is enhanced by the numerology of 8-8. The number 8 represents infinite potential. And meditating and working with the number is believed to activate our DNA. When it's time to take that upward step, many people are getting pulled forward. The Lionsgate portal also ties to the Sphinx in Egypt and the lost city of Atlantis. And then next Wednesday, August 9th, Venus retrograde in Leo squares Uranus in Taurus. What did she say? This is a very volatile angle. There could be some surprising events on this day around a relationship in your life. Some information may come out of the blue that can shake, rattle, and roll you. And while the energy will be strongest on August 9th, remember that there's, these astrological things are not light switches on the wall. Some people are already feeling it, and their life is being shook up. Uranus is the planet of awakening. And while it is an expert of shaking things up, it's really here to open our eyes and see the world from a new vantage point. I can't think of a better segue to bring in my wonderful guest. Today, my guest is Colby Wilk. He's a spiritual teacher, an intuitive guide and healer. And he can access grounded, high states of consciousness and read whatever issues are in your life. He was originally a counselor and coach. Colby recognized there was a power beyond traditional therapeutic methods that could shift what seemed unchangeable in the very core of a person. And seeing past the surface, Colby can help you identify what is hidden, long forgotten, and currently possibly damaging you, holding you back. Through his compassion and humor, he will help you take a heroic journey into your body and bring into consciousness what has long been suppressed and help you finally process it. Colby has training in NLP, hypnotherapy, Theta Healing, core energetics, Reiki, Tibetan Buddhism, Tantra Qigong, and probably a whole lot more. I'm going to bring him on, and I'm going to remind people we are going to take calls. You are going to get a chance to talk to Colby personally on the air. 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. Colby, welcome to the show.
Thank you. This is great.
Isn't this fun?
Yeah, you and Benny have such fantastic energy.
We do.
Really do. It's totally fun, and it's not like, oh, we're going to be spiritual and solve our problems. We're here to enjoy ourselves, which is wonderful.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to have fun. We're going to cry. We're going to laugh. I think for a while back, Benny and I thought about calling the show Benny in the Mouth or something like that, but it sounded like a band or something. So.
I think we'll get more traction with the original Loretta Brown show.
Okay.
We'll stick with that.
I'm good. Anything Benny does is good. So while we are waiting to get people into the queue, Colby, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get into all of this?
Oh, golly. Well, I'm so curious about you, to be honest with you, and Benny. But let's see. I live in Seattle with my dog over there. And
what's your dog's name?
That's Emmett. There you go.
Hi, Emmett.
He's out. And
apparently he's very thrilled to be on the original Loretta Brown show today.
He's very relaxed.
He's relaxed.
That's
right. It's okay.
Working as an intuitive for 30 years, something silly. And people come to me to know the truth of their being. People come to me to what's their theme? Like, what are they working on? What is their soul calling from them? Yeah, it's what I do. And it's fun. Teach classes, sessions, you know the story. And hopefully some people will call in and I could do some short readings and help some of your folks. I think when people start listening to themselves and start living according to their soul, the larger part of them, whatever you want to call that, life gets sweeter. Not necessarily easier, but sweeter.
Yeah. So you say that you were a counselor coach.
For years.
Yeah, for years. And something happened. Tell us a bit about your own journey, right? Share it.
I assume, like you and Benny, we're searchers, right? We want to understand ourselves. We understand why we're here. And so I would go from teacher to teacher, workshop to workshop, and try to improve my skills as a counselor. And then I discovered coaching, like, okay, let's choose a direction and go towards it. Counseling for me is a lot about digging up the past and figuring out why you're doing what you're doing. And coaching is about setting a goal and going towards it. And then along the way, if you're not accomplishing, okay, let's go back into the past. And those two seemed really adequate and fun for a while until I started hitting with myself and with other people. How do you change what is perennial? What doesn't want to change? What you keep on hitting up against? Whatever that is, unemployment, weight loss, low self-worth. What is that? That's karmic. how do you shift what seems unshiftable? And so that began my interest in spiritual healing. For me, years ago, I was in a hypnotherapy class, and this guy had just broken up with me. And I said, "Why are you breaking up with me? This is great." He's like, "Well, you can't be satisfied." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Satisfied? Like, satisfied is for losers, right? Like, you got to go and accomplish, right?" And he's like, "You don't get it." So I said to my hypnotherapy teacher, and I broke up with this guy, I'm really upset, can't be satisfied. I'm like, she's like, "Would you like to experience satisfaction right now?" I'm like, "Sure," and she raised her eyes in her head, and all of a sudden I felt something go through me. And she's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "I don't know." She's like, "What is it?" I go, "It's joyful, it's grounded, oh my God, this is satisfaction." And for something that had eluded me my whole life, all of a sudden was present within an instant, really captured my attention. Like, how do you do that? And so it began my interest in spiritual healing, and I sat at the feet of many shamans and gurus and enlightened people, received a lot of transmissions, and here I am. So if you think you need to be born psychic, or being able to see dead people, or being able to move energy, you don't. I'm the result of a lot of training and focus. If you like my skill set, you could have it, as long as you put some attention on what you want and move towards it.
Right. So as a child, you were not that child.
I was your everyday kid who was overly sensitive, and if you said something to me, I would get upset. I'm overly sensitive, maybe empathic, right? Like I would pick up on other people's feelings easily, but I was not one of these kids who saw dead people. And I really don't want that. If you're listening.
Well, I was that kid, so that's okay. Yes.
How was it?
Well, I didn't realize they were dead. I thought everyone could see that, and I was confused about it. Right? Like one of the first ones I remember was I would go visit my grandma, and there was a lovely woman that was in the back bedroom that would comfort me at night. And I asked my grandma one day why she couldn't eat at the dinner table with us. And she goes, "What?" And she said, "Show me." So I took her and my mom back there, and they couldn't see her. And I went, "Oh, you're not supposed to talk about that." Right? So Anyway, we do have some callers in the line. I just want to give the number out again, because it's such a delight to have Colby Wilk. What lovely energy you have, sir.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.
It's very playful, and it's really fun, and I can tell that you know what you're doing, which is lovely. I think one of the most important things when we're working people is to provide that sense of safeness, or sacred senseness. I mean, you're doing intimate work with people, and to know that they can trust you and they're in good hands, I think is a really good thing. Yeah.
Right. I think people just at the end of the day want to be loved.
I think they do. To me, it's all about love, Colby. I mean, it's just, let's just do the love. And I don't mean namby-pamby. I mean, love, like love, right? Because that can change our planet. And goodness, we are worn out, dusty, and tired, and we need fresh eyes. That's how I feel. So I'm going to give the number out one more time, and then we're going to take somebody in the queue. If you want to call in and have a question for Colby Wilk and have a lovely experience with him, he's going to help you, call 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. And I say this all the time, but if you're listening and just hearing me say that make your palms a little bit sweaty and your heart a little fast, it means you're supposed to call in. And whatever it is that's going on with you is actually going to help a whole lot of people listening. And that's the way it always works. So let's go ahead and let's take our first caller,
Sure.
Mr. Benny.
Yeah, we'll take Jackie, who's calling in from Surprise, Arizona. So hi, Jackie.
Hi, Benny. Hi, Loretta. Hi, Colby.
Hi, Jackie.
How are you guys? Good?
Good. What do you want to know? What are you asking about?
My question is that I retired 2 years ago, and I love living here in Arizona. It's a little hot, but I feel like I have lost my, I guess, my drive to know what I want to do next. So I was just wondering if you have anything that you could, you know, talk to about that for me.
Sure. Jackie, the the first image that I see is of a rhino, and rhinos are about strength and courage and boldness, and they're hardy. I mean, they've been around as long as I don't know, reptiles. I mean, they're pretty old beings, and they are calm and playful, but if pushed, they will do what they need to do. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Right. Yes, I do.
Okay. So you have this rhino energy, and so I want you to call upon it now and say, I call upon,
What was that?
call upon
I call upon
rhino
rhino.
now.
Now.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Jackie, tell me what's happening as it happens. Very important.
I'm feeling very like almost emotional, like there's something really deep in my chest when I say that I call upon rhino now. Ooh.
Yeah, just stay with that. Let that cook you. So the rhino is here to help you to make this decision, make this move. Now, rhinos don't move fast, but when they move, the earth shakes. So you've got to wait for that impulse to move while you sort out your rhino-ness. There you go. There, very nice. How are you doing now, Miss Jackie?
I'm shaking. It's really amazing. Wow. Yeah. Hmm.
So Jackie, sorry.
Resonate with the rhino. I resonate with that, what you said. I really feel like that.
So the more you could sit in that, the rhino, calm, grounded, heavy. The rhino is not scared of other predators. I mean, it's an apex predator, I would assume, right?
Right.
You don't need to take flash decisions and let your mind, your ego, get you to move prior to the time. Just sit with this, please, Jackie. Give yourself the time to marinate. Okay?
Okay. I'm going to do that. Thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you.
You know, I feel like Jackie should just have that be her mantra. I resonate with the rhino now, and it's her $1 million t-shirt. That's what it is.
Right. Right. It's very sweet. Baby rhinos are really cute with their, thing. It's really adorable.
Yeah, they are. Let's I think we're going to go ahead. Benny, let's take a really quick station break. Is that a good idea, or should we take another caller?
No, it's totally fine with me. Sure.
Okay, let's take a little station break. While we're taking the break, I am going to give the number out again. Remember, Colby Wilk is here. And wow, this is an opportunity you don't always get. You have a question, you need help with something, give us a call, 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. Just dial it right now. We're going to take a little station break. This is Loretta Brown.
All right, all clear and still live on YouTube, just to let you know.
Okay, still live on YouTube. Good.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah. So, I'm just thinking about rhinos having different energies. You have developed your skills through the years.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. What they say is true spirituality. What always I think, what I'm aware of is you cannot attain enlightenment. Like, you can't go after it. It doesn't work that way. And I've tried my best to develop my skills and go to this workshop and heal that and doing the whole spiritual materialism thing. But you can't attain it happens to you. You surrender, you put yourself in position, you live your life. So it's always growing spirituality is a taking away. It's a subtraction. There's less of me here than there was. And yet there's more of me. Right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I am kind of a firm believer in balance.
Right.
Or what I call the middle path, call it whatever you want, to recognize that we are physical, emotional, spiritual beings, right? And sometimes people come to me and they've got the spiritual overwhelming everything, or they have the physical overwhelming everything, and we're living in bodies, right? And we need to be in our bodies, right, so that we're feeling them and working with them and finding out what this is all about. So
yeah. Hey, Tantra, we got to bring you guys back on here. So
okay,
all right,
great.
Stand by.
Okay. Dance party. That's what we're doing today. Anyway, welcome back to the original Loretta Brown Show. I am Loretta Brown. My guest today is Colby Wilk. We are taking phone calls. We have open lines. You should do it right now. 888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. A reminder that these shows are archived at the KKNW 1150 AM archives. You can download them for free and listen to them over and over and over again. We're also on iTunes, Podcast One, Spotify, Megaphone, Twitter, probably places I haven't mentioned. And there's lots of great shows. I always have wonderful guests. And let's go ahead, Betty. Let's take another caller.
Sure. We'll take now Kelly, who's calling in from Seattle. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Colby and Loretta.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hey.
I'm great. Love your shows. They keep me grounded and tucked in. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Big shout out to you. Thank you.
Yeah. So are you ready for my question?
Ready.
Okay. I've been working on a very, very long-term project for, spirituality, etc. And I came to the end of the line in the spring and I just burned out. So I've taken the summer off, but now it's time to get going for the summer. And I know that until
Kelly, what's the project?
It's finished. I just have to now redo the website, do all the marketing. It's just an overwhelming amount of work to get the work
Kelly,
out there.
what's Kelly? I need specific because I have to find it energetically. What is the project? It's a business, a website, and for what?
It's a voice training program for the speaking and singing voice and mental, the brain development.
And what's your question? What's in the way of you completing this?
Yes, I need help, and I just haven't been able to find it, and I just don't have the oomph to keep going after working so hard on it. I need to know if there's someone to help me or
what kind of help do you need?
Because I'm burned out.
Kelly, what kind of help do you need specifically?
I need people, and I actually need the creative spark to come back. Every time I try to work on it, I find
Kelly, let me stop you. Okay? Kelly, there's a lot of mind here. Loretta can feel it. There's a lot of mind, a lot of confusion, a lot of agitation. You're trying to get this done with your head and make something happen as opposed to letting your spirit lead you. You're overly intellectualizing, you're overly making yourself nuts, trying to get something done that doesn't seem to want to get done yet. Do you understand so far, Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay, great, Colby, that's fine, but I need to get this done. I need income. I need something to do. I get that. The being that shows up for you is the orca whale. And this orca whale that I see is at the aquarium doing tricks. It's not swimming in its pod. It's not doing what's natural. It's been taken out of its family and made to perform. What you're doing is trying to perform, Kelly. You're not trying to do your work. This is performative. Now, that doesn't mean it's off balance with your soul's journey, but the way you're approaching this is to prove yourself. And your soul is saying, nope, we're not going to let Kelly prove herself. Kelly's going to be herself. Once Kelly gets that she gets to be herself, then things will unfold. But as a giant whale, an old being that you are, you don't get to do flips and tricks to impress people. You just have to be who you are. Do you understand what I've said, Kelly?
Yes.
Great. Would you repeat after me? Bring your attention into your belly, sweetheart. 3 fingers below your belly button and in the middle of you. And
Okay.
breathe. Breathe. It's all good. There you go. Very nice. Is that okay, Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
A heaviness. Heavy.
Good. Good. The proof is in the pudding. Repeat after me. I
I
allow myself
allow myself
to be me,
to be me.
just me,
Just me.
and me is enough.
And me is enough.
There you go. And breathe. And if you're so inclined to do this at home, you're listening, you resonate, you're certainly welcome to do the same. Breathe, Kelly. There you go. Nice. Allowing yourself to be you. You are enough as you are. You're a whale in the ocean. There you go. Breathe. One of the ancient, powerful being. There you go. What's going on now, Kelly?
Grief. Grief.
Good.
Deep.
Breathe. That breathe is just sadness that has not been felt, and now it has an opportunity to be felt so it can be released, and you can emerge as you. Your work is not to get this done. Your work is to be you, to allow yourself to emerge. We want to get the fear out of this endeavor and allow you to be you. And confidence is a bad word, but the result of you being you is just things unfold. Effort is a form of resistance. And if you're efforting, you're trying to resist feelings of inadequacy. That's a sign that you're off base. As opposed to just things, I'm just want to be here at Loretta's show. Okay, great. Here I go. No effort. There you go. How you doing now, Kelly?
Oh, I'm okay.
Oh, say more, Kelly.
I'm not okay. There's work to be done, and if I don't do it, it's not going to get done. And it's been, I've been push, and I want it over with. I want it done.
Right. So can you hear that I'm saying don't push?
Well, I don't have the energy to push. This was up until now. I'm tired.
Right. Of course, you're tired because of your resistance in your mind, not because you're pushing as opposed to being. Are you here, Kelly, to listen to your soul or to get something done? Why are you here?
Well, my soul calling has been to get this task done.
Yes.
Your soul calling is not to get anything done. Your soul doesn't need you to get anything done. Your soul wants you to explore yourself so that you could become you, embrace you. Your soul doesn't need you to build a building or paint a picture or win a lawsuit. It wants you to embrace you. You're pushing, trying to get something done is not what your soul wants. Your soul wants you to accept you. You're doing this to prove yourself to others or to yourself. When you get that this is what your soul is calling and you're doing it to express your soul, things will happen. I want you to listen to this call when it's up on the website over and over again so you can hear what I'm saying. Okay, it's a big shift what I'm talking about. Loretta, jump in anytime, please.
Thank you. I am inspired to jump in. Kelly, could you take a deep breath with me into your heart? As you breathe in, pull your scattered pieces central. And as you exhale, rinse residual energy down your grounding cords into the earth. And do that several times. Breathe in, pull your scattered pieces central, either into your belly, your heart. And exhale down your roots. And Helly, I want you to find out how deep your roots can go. Go deep. When the divine feminine within someone is wanting to birth, we can get very, very antsy because we feel the impending contractions of the birth. And so I'm going to hold you for a moment. Colby's holding you. You have a beautiful combination of two beautiful people that love you, Colby and myself. And of course, Benny's here too. But honey, you're going to be just fine. You are doing the work. And now what you need to do is catch your breath. And I almost feel like we need to birth your baby.
That's for sure.
Not just yet, but I'm bringing in the divine feminine because she's here. Keep your feet on our great mother, our earth, our Gaia, right? She will help you ground. You've already done the work.
Yeah.
And just collect what was in the astrology this morning. This is a really great time just to catch your breath.
Yeah.
There is no emergency, right?
Yeah.
And as beautiful as your work is, honey, you're not saving the world. We're not here to save the world. Doesn't need saving, right? So, I am feeling the Magdalene energy, the feminine are coming in for you just to help you. And Colby, I got to give him a compliment. When we get caught in our heads, man, you are such a beautiful, beautiful soul, but you've got so much chaos, clutter in your mind, your mental field. Remember that big moon is in Aquarius, a mental sign. You've got to get down into your body and just breathe. Just exhale. We have beautiful weather. I don't know if you're here in Seattle. You should go lay on the ground. Catch your breath.
Okay.
Your creativity will come back to you after you catch your breath. So I'm going to turn it back over to Colby in a minute, but I have a question for you. What is the urgency?
I want it off my plate. I want it finished in the world. I'm just, I've been pregnant too long.
Yeah, you're right as we say, you're right there at 8 centimeters. I don't know if you ever had a baby, all you women listening, everyone knows what I'm saying, where you're going, there is no effing way I can do this. Ah! And then, boink, there's the baby.
Yeah. Okay.
So you don't need to shove and you don't need to push and you don't need to rush. Now, Colby, I want to turn it back to you.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So Kelly,
Yes.
once this is complete, then what?
Oh, there'll just be more work. I want it to be out in the world and people using it, and then I can let them have it.
You didn't answer my question, Kelly. Notice you didn't answer my question. I said, after this is complete, then what?
I don't have anything. It's just been completely consuming to do this.
Right. So one trick of manifestation is to have something after that which you're trying to create so that you're forwarding the energy. If at the end of the day, it's just this and then nothing, you're going to have a really difficult time creating because there is no future. There's no ambition beyond that. There's death. So my request of you is, one, not to push and allow and follow the suggestions Loretta's giving, as well as listening to the show, but also create a vision for yourself after this is done. Once this is done, then what? How does your life get even more remarkable, more open, more in touch with your spirit? Create a vision. If you don't have a vision, you're going to have a hard time moving towards it. Does that make sense, Kelly?
Sure. Yeah. Well, this, like I said, this vision and all the ones that came with it, I did all those things. You know, I lived in it, worked as though, lived, you know, but it's hard to vision when this isn't birthed yet. Like, oh, I think I'll have my second baby now.
Well, you're asking my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It requires conscious attention. And literally, what am I asking you to do? To sit on a beach and dream. Once this is complete, what do I want? That's not terribly hard, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
That's not hard. Allowing yourself to dream, allowing your soul to come through and show you what remarkable adventures await you.
That sounds like a good idea, for sure.
Good. So again, listen to the show, follow Loretta's suggestions, and we'll go forward. You've tried it your way. Now try it our way for a little bit. Give it a shot.
All right.
One comment, because, you know, a lot of people do this, Kelly and Colby, and we all know this, that we can be so forward thinking that we forget to be in the moment.
Mm.
You're in a beautiful, beautiful moment right now. And I don't know why, but, you know, it's just what's coming to me is this, that you're birthing. And, you know, this idea that the baby is coming. I've got to get the room ready. I've got to have the little baby clothes. But we do need to be in the present moment, take it moment by moment, breath by breath. That's how you do that. And if you need help, then bring yourself quietly into that quiet space and say to God and the universe and all that you believe in and that creative source, which is bigger than you and I, we're connected to it, we're vessels. I need some help. Please bring in my help. And then that's the part that you get to do. And then after that, there is a thing called breathing and trust. It's going to work out. If you were truly given a, quote, mission from the great beyond, which I think is, that's up for, I mean, to me, it's the impulse of our heart. The expression of ourself is really what we're doing here. And then there's going to be a way to do it because you also brought that with you. So be in the moment, enjoy the journey because the baby will be born and your life will go on. And yeah, don't get tangled. Don't get tangled in the vines, honey.
Okay.
Does that help you?
Stuff. All of it, good stuff.
It is good
looking
stuff.
at that place in my backyard right now, I need to go lay down on.
Good. I'm really glad to hear that. And goodness, listeners, if there's somebody out there that thinks they can help her, just, you know, send me an email. Send it to reikioasis@gmail.com. We'll figure it out. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you both for your time and love and caring. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, Colby, thank you. You're amazing. I want to give the phone number out one more time. We do have time for another caller if somebody gets on quick. We are working with the amazing Colby Wilk today. The number is 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. And remember that Colby does a lot of work with what we call those things that you cannot break through, things that are stuck, or maybe even things that you've forgotten about or you have not looked at them. And he has a very unique way of seeing exactly what's going on and where the stuck energy is or where the work needs to occur. So you've got kind of a laser ability with that, Colby. Yeah. There are times when it's not going to feel comfortable. We do have to go there.
Right. I mean, we're all dying to hear the truth. But then what we do, you know, I've had clients say, I'm afraid to see you because I'm afraid to know the truth, right? Assuming I'm telling the truth. You know, it's my opinion, just my opinion, that we're not here to accomplish anything other than to know ourselves, like not to build a building or release a CD set or whatever. We're here for the experience of knowing ourselves as creators. And what we are creating is ourselves. This is the creation here.
Yeah.
And so when we're stuck and we're not getting movement, our tendency is to want to push through, especially the culture that we're in, right? Like push, work, right? As opposed to, okay, what is this about? Why am I being faced off with this? What is my resistance? It's not about accomplishing. That's not what it is. Hard work does not yield incredible results.
Yeah.
It doesn't, right? It's a myth. It's about our becoming. And so when people are overly invested in something happening for themselves, you better believe it's not going to happen. You always get what you want, but if you want it too much, it doesn't happen. 2 rules. And the reason it doesn't happen when you want it too much is you're making it your self-worth. And the universe will not let that occur for people on a spiritual path.
I actually am thrilled you brought that up. I agree with everything that you said. You know, I have so many people come to me and they're always like, well, Loretta, what should I be doing? Or I should be doing something. And I go, why? Why should
How
you?
do I game the system, right? How do I get ahead?
Yeah. And our society is very, very into doing or your accomplishments or who you are, but it's not. And the embodiment of yourself, I think, is the great work, allowing yourself to be who you're meant to be. And no, we don't need to save the world. A lot of people are into that. I think the Buddhists are the ones that say that, you know, one of our biggest problems is that we all need to have a big name or something like that. You know, it's an egotistical concept. Right. But my goodness, you know, Colby, sometimes the very best things we can do is go out and open the door for somebody at the grocery store, or smile at someone when you're walking down the street. You know, like, are we here?
So,
you know,
what I think is really interesting is it's our ego that causes us to go after things to prove ourselves to ourselves or others. It's also our ego to make our situation a problem and over-identify with that problem, and we need to emerge from that problem in order to be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Right? So we're at the effect of our ego wanting something to identify, and we're at the effect of our ego like, oh, poor me, it's not happening for me. I can't get a boyfriend. I can't get a girlfriend. I can't get business. Oh, this is who I am. That's your ego. Yeah. If we're spiritual people, like, okay, that's my ego too. Who am I without accomplishment and without suffering? Mm-hmm. Who am I? Oh, wow. That's who I am.
Well, and don't you find that sometimes that is what people don't want to look at?
They don't want
right?
to. Like Kelly's great, God bless her, trying to accomplish something to prove her value, prove her worth. And at the same time, a lot of what we were suggesting there was I want this. I've been working on this. I can't prove. It's like, that's resistance right there. That's resistance. Just relax, allow, open. But I can't. I got the rent is due. As if some big hand's going to come out of the sky and crush her unless she gets this fight or flight, or like, I'm going to get murdered if I don't. No. Who am I in the face of this? Who am I really?
Yeah.
And it's those people that we really admire, that we really want to be like, that have that sense of self, that sense of grounding, regardless of what's happening. How can I know well-being in the face of a situation that doesn't feel great, doesn't look good? How do I know that? That's interesting. That's a person I want to know. That's a person I want to be.
I totally agree with you. So many people are I mean, we're tap dancing all over the top of it, but it's that thing where people come in and they go, oh man, I did this thing and oh, now I feel rotten. I must be doing the wrong thing, you know? And I'm like, no, you're doing the right thing. You're getting it up. You're getting it out. You're finding out, how do I show up in any given circumstance? I mean, it's quote unquote easy to be all spiritual when everything's all lovely. You know, the fair winds are blowing, but that isn't what life is about. We're not here just to float around. I mean,
Yeah, we're not. A lot of people who are spiritual confused, like they think we're here to be happy. They think we're here to, be abundant and, guy in our bed or girl, right? We're here to become ourselves. And sometimes that process is not comfortable. You could be spiritual and crying and carrying on and screaming and blissed out. Both are the same. You're like, that's where you are. If we could just accept ourselves as we are, things change. Not maybe out there, they can, but in here, which is where we want to change.
Yeah. Which brings me back to my commitment to love. And the commitment to love to me is the commitment to do the work, to uncover everything that is not that within me, and or to bring myself back into me, so that as I emanate the work on the inside, that the outside then begins to reflect that concept.
Right. If it does.
If it does. Right. Yeah. And there's so many opportunities to exemplify that, or to live that, or to be challenged by that. I mean, our whole world is filled with wounded people, woundedness, trauma. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe we can just be that kind look, or that person who has allowed themselves to be who they are, which invites other people to allow themselves to be who they are. Right. In all of their messiness, but not their woundedness.
Right, because woundedness you identify with your wound. Mm-hmm. I am unemployed. I am single. Or I've always been. This has been going on forever. And when you identify with something, one, it stays stuck. Right? When you say I am X, good luck getting rid of that X. Yeah. You are identified and you are a creator, and you're lending your energy to that, as opposed to, wait a minute, I'm all of it. I am everything and I'm nothing.
Yeah.
I'm nothing and I'm everything. Both are true. As you walk through your daily life, buying groceries, paying your bills, petting your dog, I'm all of it and I'm nothing. In my opinion, the last 10 years, spirituality has gone awry and we've become spiritual hobbyists, and we're trying to get our spirituality or get enlightenment or get manifestations. And that's just not how it works. Spirituality is a de-identification with who we are, a surrendering. It's not attaining, it's not getting, not putting a quarter in the gumball machine. Oh, look, God is not Santa.
Or a genie in the bottle.
Or a genie in the bottle.
I love what you're saying. I really do. I think it's very much to the point, and it's a good conversation. It's things that people need to be very aware of, especially this idea of gripping a hold of something so tightly that it will never come to you. Mm-hmm. I also was, I'll just say this, observing, a little tiny bit of how you work, and the idea that when people present something, and I think this is good to bring out, that what they're saying is not necessarily what is behind what is creating that, that thing that's showing up, whether that's pain in the body or some sort of conflict in the life, right?
A lot of times people think they know what they want, but that's not their true desire.
Yeah.
They're in their mind, rattling along, explaining. And in my opinion, the soul talks to us through our desire. When you desire something, not I want a bonbon or I want to binge on Netflix, but what you really want. What I really want. That's your soul coming through.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, whether you listen or don't listen, that's the question. But a lot of times people will talk and I'm listening for their soul. Like I could feel it when and people can, like, I'm not the only one, can feel, that's it. That's what you want. And then they tend to talk around it. And I'm trying to call them like sheep into their desire. And then when they're there, like Jackie and the rhino, boom, something happens.
Yeah. So we're down to less than a minute. Can you please tell us what's coming up for you and where to find
Oh,
you?
sure. I live in Seattle. I have my website is colbywilk.com, COLBYWILK. I have an event on August 29th through East West Books. It's an online event, so everyone's welcome to come. And that's at 5:30. And then I have another event at Vision Quest Books in Everett, that's local, at 1 o'clock on September 10th. All of this is on my website. One workshop is on hearing your soul, like how do you hear that still, clear voice? And the other is how do you love yourself into love? You don't need a puppy. You don't need a new girlfriend or boyfriend. You can access love anytime you want.